Mr. Martin Kangiri, the Chief Officer Lands, Mr. Peter Ndegwa, Chief Officer Cooperatives, Honorable Godfrey Musheke, Majority Leader, County Assembly of Kiambu, Honorable Joe Kigara, Minority Leader, County Assembly of Kiambu, Honorable John Jiru, Deputy Speaker, County Assembly of Kiambu, Honorable Wambiri Moses Ngatha, the Chairperson of the Committee on County Planning and Urbanization and a member of the committee. Now, on behalf of the Senate and on my own behalf, I extend a warm welcome to the delegation and all other accompanying officers and wish you a fruitful visit here in the Senate. I will ask the Minority Leader and the Deputy Minority Whip to extend words of welcome to the delegation from Ghana and also to the delegation from Kiambu County. You may proceed, Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You had mentioned Minority Leader. That's why I was waiting to see who will take the honors. But I'm glad you have since rectified. Mr. Speaker, I wish to welcome this delegation from Ghana who are here on a study visit in the Parliament of Kenya. I have said times without number that if it was in terms of ranking on professionalism and competence of public servants, our parliamentary staff rank very high, Mr. Speaker. And I say that having worked with them for 5 solid years when I served in PAC, Mr. Speaker. And each week when I served as a commissioner in charge of the Staff Welfare Committee, we used to have visiting delegations from different parts of Africa who come here to compare and learn and exchange knowledge from their counterparts here in Parliament. Therefore, I want to welcome this delegation. I know that in their interaction with members of staff from the Parliament of Kenya, they will learn a lot, Mr. Speaker, and also share their experiences from the Parliament of Ghana. I wish them well in the remainder of their tour here in Kenya, Mr. Speaker, and also, Mr. Speaker, to register my appreciation for their appearance before this particular House, Mr. Speaker, because it's confirmation that even though this is a bicameral institution, they know where the prowess of parliamentary practice lies. It is in this House, Mr. Speaker. Lastly, to this delegation from Ghana, if any of them has the contact of a gentleman called T.A. Thomas Party, Mr. Speaker, I want to send them to him to ask him to stay strong and show up for Arsenal in a big way this season, despite the very serious challenges he's facing in his life. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, to the delegation led by our former colleague, Senator Kimani Wamatangi, who we served in this House with for many years and is now here with a team from the County Executive and the County Assembly of Kiambu. I wish them well as they pursue this journey of seeing Thika turn into a city, Mr. Speaker. They have laid the groundwork. Ordinarily, Mr. Speaker, when governors visit with their delegations to Parliament, specifically to Senate, Mr. Speaker, to ensure that they lobby enough, they start with the office of the Speaker, then the office of the Majority Leader before appearing in the gallery. I don't know why Senator Matangi has reversed the roles, Mr. Speaker. I am yet to be convinced whether that motion should be moved, Mr. Speaker. He knows the traditions of this House, traditions which he taught me himself, not any other person. It was Senator Matangi who told me how to interact with governors, and therefore, Mr. Speaker, I know he will behave accordingly later on. I wish all the members well. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, Honorable Speaker, for the benefit of the delegation from Ghana, my name is Edwin Sifuna. I'm the Senator of Nairobi, the city where you are, and the Deputy Whip of the Minority in the Senate. And for your further information, I'm also the Secretary General of Kenya's largest opposition political party called the Orange Democratic Movement. The reason I bring that up, Honorable Speaker, in fact, there was an invitation from the African Governance Center for my party to send representatives to Accra for a conference under the theme From Politics to Prosperity on the 12th to 14th of August. But unfortunately, we as political parties in this country are struggling with financing from the public coffers. And I had to write back and say the ODM party might not be able to participate, Honorable Speaker. So I just wanted to take this opportunity to welcome you to Kenya, to Nairobi, and to join the majority leader in insisting that certain traditions must be followed. Honorable Speaker, when delegations come to visit Nairobi, I think it is also incumbent upon us to make sure they visit the offices of the leadership of the city, starting with the senator, and then I can lead you across the road to the office of the governor of Nairobi. And in that same breath, the Honorable Wamatangi, I can also confirm, has not appeared before the office of the leadership of a minority. And I don't know why that is, because as the leader of my majority has confirmed, certain traditions have to be followed, and as a member, a former member of this house, the governor of Kiambu, whereas we welcome you to this house, I have also to raise those concerns that were raised by the majority leader, that you might be out of order, but it's not my place to declare it. Honorable Speaker, please uphold the traditions of this house and the respect for the offices that we hold in this house, because we lead and represent people. And my delegation here is asking me questions that I cannot answer. Senator Amida has asked me, why is the governor here? I'm not also aware. I've not been briefed. So, Honorable Speaker, I hope that as you enjoy the hospitality of the Senate, you will find it proper to rectify those mistakes so that we can have a proper engagement between us and your county. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, I was also very upset. Was it yesterday? We as senators were invited to a meeting with the Council of Governors, and it was cancelled at the last minute. And yet they made it look like there were serious issues that we wanted to discuss. And we were available for that. So on top of the mistakes that have been made by the county government of Kiambu today, I think we will also add the concerns of the Senate about what happened yesterday with the meeting. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. Sorry I talked too long. Thank you.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Honorable Senators, I wish to report to the Senate that pursuant to Standing Order 46, 3 and 4, I have received the following message from the Speaker of the National Assembly regarding the approval by the National Assembly of the Culture Bill, National Assembly Bills number 12 of 2024. The message dated Wednesday, 9th July 2025, was received in the office of the Clerk of the Senate today, Wednesday, 9th of July 2025. I bait this message was to be passed on last week, if you got that sentence properly. Pursuant to Standing Order 46.4, I now report the message. Now, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 41.1 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby convey the following message from the National Assembly. Whereas the Culture Bill, National Assembly Bills number 12 of 2024, was published via Kenya Gazette Supplement number 49 of 5th March 2024 as a bill seeking to give effect to Article 11.3a of the Constitution to provide for the protection and promotion of culture and the cultural heritage of communities. And whereas the National Assembly considered the said bill and passed it with amendments on Thursday, 12 June 2025 in the form attached hereto, now therefore, in accordance with the provisions of Article 110.4 of the Constitution and Standing Orders 41.1 and 142 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby refer the bill to the Senate for consideration. Now, Honorable Senators, pursuant to Standing Order 163, which requires that a bill which originates in the National Assembly be proceeded with by the Senate in the manner as a bill introduced in the Senate by way of first reading, in accordance with Standing Order 144, I direct that the Culture Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2024, be read a first time on Tuesday, 15th July 2025, which is today. Also, Honorable Senators, I wish to report to the Senate that pursuant to Standing Order 46.3 and 4, I have received the following message from the Speaker of the National Assembly regarding the approval by the National Assembly of the Kenya National Council for Population and Development Bill, National Assembly Bill number 72 of 2023. The message, dated Wednesday 9th, 2025, was received in the office of the Clerk of the Senate on Wednesday 9th, July 2025. Now, pursuant to Order 46.4, I now report the message. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 41.1 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby convey the following message from the National Assembly. Whereas the Kenya National Council for Population and Development Bill, National Assembly Bill number 72 of 2023, was published via Kenya Gazette Supplement number 227 of 24th of November 2023 as a bill seeking to provide for the establishment, roles and functions of the Kenya National Council for Population and Development, and for the establishment of the board of the council and other connected purposes. And whereas the National Assembly considered the said bill and passed it with amendments on Thursday 19th of June 2025 in the form attached hereto, now therefore, in accordance with the provisions of Article 110(4) of the Constitution and Standing Order 142 of the National Assembly Standing Orders, I hereby refer the bill to the Senate for consideration. Honorable Senators, pursuant to Standing Order 163, which requires that a bill which originates in the National Assembly be proceeded with by the Senate in the manner as a bill introduced in the Senate by way of first reading, in accordance with Standing Order 144, I direct that the Kenya National Council for Population and Development Bill, National Assembly Bill number 72 of 2023, be read a first time on Tuesday, 15th of July 2025, which is today. Further, Honorable Senators, I wish to report to the Senate that pursuant to Standing Order 48.3, I received a message from the Clerk of the County Assembly of Kiambu. The message, dated 24th of June 2025, transmits a resolution of the County Assembly of Kiambu to the effect that the County Assembly of Kiambu, taking into consideration recommendations of the County Assembly Secretary Committee on County Planning and Urbanization in its report on the proposed conferment of city status to Thika Municipality in Kiambu County, laid on the table of the County Assembly on Thursday, 19th of June 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Sections 8(4) of the Urban Areas and Cities Act 2011, resolved to confer the status of a city to Thika Municipality in Kiambu County. Honorable Senators, the following documents were annexed to the letter transmitting the resolution to the County Assembly. 1. The order paper for the County Assembly of Kiambu, especially a special sitting on Thursday, 19th of June 2025 at 9 a.m. 2. The Hansard report for the County Assembly special sitting. And 3. The report of the County Assembly of Kiambu Secretary Committee on County Planning and Urbanization on conferment of city status to Thika Municipality. Further, via the later reference CAK-1/19/10, Volume 2 into brackets 15, dated the 3rd of July 2025, the Clerk of the County Assembly also forwarded to the Clerk of the Senate the report of the ad hoc committee constituted by the Governor of Kiambu County to consider the application by the Board of the Thika Municipality for conferment of city status to the municipality. Now, Honorable Senators, Section 8(6) of the Urban Areas and Cities Act, Cap 275, provide as follows. 1. The Board of Municipality may, upon a resolution, apply to the County Executive Committee for consideration for the conferment of city status. Where the Executive Committee approves the application, the County Governor shall constitute an ad hoc committee to consider the recommendation and advise as appropriate. 3. The ad hoc committee shall comprise of relevant professionals in good standing nominated by the following institutions, taking account of regional, ethnic and gender diversity and representation of persons with disability. A. The Institution of Surveyors of Kenya. B. The Kenya Institute of Planners. C. The Architectural Association of Kenya. D, the Law Society of Kenya. E, an association of urban areas and cities. F, the Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Kenya. And G, the business community. Where the ad hoc committee under Section 2 determines that the municipality under review meets the requisite criteria for classification as a city, the county governor shall transmit the recommendation to the county assembly for approval. Where the county assembly approve the recommendation for conferment of city status to a municipality under this section, the clerk of the county assembly shall transmit the resolution to the Senate for consideration. Where the Senate approve the recommendation, the clerk of the Senate shall forward the resolution to the president for conferment of city status of the municipality. Now, honorable senators, in order to facilitate the Senate in its consideration of the conferment of city status of Thika municipality, as contemplated in Section 8, subsection 5 of the Urban Areas and Cities Act, Cap 275, I forthwith refer the message to the Standing Committee on Devolution and Intergovernmental Relations for consideration. That is pursuant to Standing Order 48-7C. I also direct that the committee expedites its consideration of this matter and table its report for consideration by the Senate. I thank you. Next order.
Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
The Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate. Today, Tuesday, the 15th of July, 2025. This is a sugar development levy order, legal notice number 113 of 2025. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Senate today, 15th July 2025. Report of the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on its consideration of the Labor Migration and Management number 2 Bill, Senate Bills number 42 of 2024.
The Chairperson, Standing Committee on Finance and Budget.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On behalf of the Chair, I beg to lay on the table of the Senate the following reports of the Senate Committee today, Tuesday, 15th of July, 2025. Report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on Equalization Fund Appropriation Bill 2025, Senate Bills number 7 of 2025. Report of the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on the County Allocation of Revenue Bill 2025, Senate Bills number 9 of 2025, and report of the Senate Standing Committee on Finance and Budget on County Government Additional Allocation number 2 Bill 2025, Senate Bills number 8 of 2025. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to lay.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, questions and statements.
Statements pursuant to Standing Order 52-1. Honorable Senator Hamida Kibwana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My statement is regarding the recent disturbing revelations concerning the conduct of Mr. Peter Ayiro, a senior teacher at Alliance Girls High School. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 52-1 to make a statement on deeply troubling revelations that have emerged concerning Mr. Peter Ayiro, a senior teacher and a long-time Christian Union patron at Alliance Girls High School, and the broader question of systemic abuse and institutional silence in girls' boarding schools in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, a recent expose has brought to public attention credible and disturbing accounts from more than 24 former students and teachers detailing a pattern of grooming, emotional manipulation, and inappropriate conduct by Mr. Ayiro over a period of more than 2 decades. These acts alleged took place within the confines of the school and were enabled by a combination of unchecked influence, spiritual authority, and a culture of silence. According to the testimonies, Mr. Ayiro alleged exploited his position as a trusted teacher and spiritual leader to blur boundaries with vulnerable teenage girls, some as young as 13-year-old. Several accounts describe his use of favors, selective friendships, religious mentorships, and isolation tactics to manipulate students, many of whom later struggled with trauma, guilt, and confusion well into adulthood. Mr. Speaker, sir, what is most concerning is not only the alleged conduct of an individual teacher, but the repeated institutional failures that allow this behavior to go unchecked. Former school administrators, teachers, and even chaplains reportedly raised red flags, yet no meaningful disciplinary action or formal investigation was ever initiated. Despite multiple principals having served as the institution over this period, and despite consistent rumors, concerns, and warnings, Mr. Ayiro retained his position and influence. The Teacher Service Commission, TSC, which is mandated to uphold professional conduct and discipline in our schools, appears to have either failed to act or turned a blind eye. This points to a deeper, more entrenched systemic issue, Mr. Speaker, sir. Girls' boarding schools are meant to be safe spaces for learning and character formation. Yet this case reveals a pattern of grooming and predatory behavior that appears to have been institutionally tolerated or overlooked, raising the question of how many similar cases exist across our schools but remain hidden beneath silence, shame, or fear. I therefore urge this House to acknowledge the following. Number one, that there may be widespread failures in enforcing ethical boundaries between teachers and students in our learning institutions. Number two, that the Teachers Service Commission must urgently review its internal safeguards, reporting structures, and whistleblower protections in relation to misconduct in schools. Number three, that the Ministry of Education must audit the safeguarding mechanism in public boarding schools, especially girls' schools, and establish mandatory codes of conduct on teacher-student relations. Finally, that the culture of silence, protectionism, and spiritual manipulation in school-based religious spaces must be examined to ensure students' safety and dignity are upheld. Mr. Speaker, the bravery of the survivors who came forward to tell their stories cannot go unnoticed. We owe it to them and to every child in our schools. We ensure that systems of accountability are not just on paper but actively working. The Senate must now lead by example in calling for transparency, justice, and a national safeguarding framework that puts the welfare of students above the reputation of institutions or individuals. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Professor Margaret Kamar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 52.1 to make a statement on a matter of international concern regarding the recently concluded continental consultations on the draft model law on labor migration in Africa, held from the 16th to 18th of June 2025 in Nairobi, Kenya. Mr. Speaker, the consultation was convened by the Pan-African Parliament, Committee of Trade, Customs and Immigration Matters, where I sit, under the chairmanship of John Bideri, Honorable John Bideri. He was from Burundi, who is our chair in the committee. This consultation was supported by the African Union Commission and the International Labour Organization, ILO. It brought together parliamentarians. Mr. Speaker, can you protect me from members who are standing and consulting?
Now, honorable senators, kindly take your seats. And may the senator be heard in silence. Proceed, Professor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this meeting brought together parliamentarians, government officials, international partners, and civil society actors to review and refine an harmonized legal framework to guide African Union member states in managing labor migration in a coordinated and rights-based manner. Mr. Speaker, the draft model law has been in development for the past 2 years. Its core objectives are to provide a uniform legal tool to guide member states in enacting or aligning national labor migration laws, to promote the protection of the migrant workers' rights, encourage fair recruitment practices, support gender-responsive policies, and align national systems with international labor standards. Mr. Speaker, sir, Kenya was ably represented during the consultations. We were a delegation led by our own leader of delegation to PAP, the Senator Danson Mungatana, myself, and in his remarks, the Honorable Mungatana underscored the migration as a driver of socio-economic development. The consultations, Mr. Speaker, featured contributions from various stakeholders such as ILO and IOM, that's the International